guys, it's Sarah. So today I'm going to be doing a haul video. It just occurred to me it's been a few months, surprisingly enough, a few months since my last book haul, and I have acquired quite a few books. So lately I've been on this kind of kick where I'm buying very nice copies of classic books to build like a really solid collection, because I'm really a big fan of classic books. I want to get more into it as well. So I'm like, this is the perfect time. I'm working full time. I got a little bit of that disposable income, you know? So I've bought some really nice, really nice classic books. And like YA books, but today, in this haul, right here, right now, I'm going to be showing you all the classic books that I've acquired for the past few months. So hopefully you enjoy this too. Alright, so to start out with, I got all of Jane Austen's novels. So these are the vintage books edition of all of Jane Austen's novels, and to be honest, like, I've never read a Jane Austen novel before. It was never required reading for me in high school, so I never actually picked one up. I picked up Pride and Prejudice like 2 months ago, and then I heard that Zoe over at Read by Zoe was creating a Jane Austen book club called Ostentatious, and as soon as I heard about it, I was like, I need to join. And so I went and I bought all of them on Amazon and Book Depository. And I adore these editions. They're so inexpensive. They are just the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen. So here's Northanger Abbey, and as you can see, when you open the flap, it has a previous edition's cover. So minimalistic and just like adorable. We got Pride and Prejudice. I've never read Pride and Prejudice. I think I've seen the movie like back when I was 10 years old, and obviously like I understand the Pride and Prejudice, like what happens in Pride and Prejudice. Like it's a very culturally ingrained thing, but I've never actually read it, so I'm really excited to dive on in. And there's the inside flap. It's the cover of Sense and Sensibility. Here we have Mansfield Park. Very nice. The inside is the Persuasion cover and the Ex Libris. Oh yeah, and there's also like quotes on the back that are pretty cute. A large income is the best recipe for happiness I ever heard of. You do you, boo. Here we have the Emma, very large and in charge, and the inside is the Northanger Abbey cover. Then Persuasion, the inside is the Mansfield Park cover, and it's so cute. And then we have Sense and Sensibility, and then the Pride and Prejudice cover. So yeah, I'm really pumped on these editions. They're really slippery though, so like trying to hold them, they just like slip and slide around, but... Alright, so next here we have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is in the White's Fine edition, and I got this off of Abe Books, which is a great site. I would recommend it if you're looking for classics or more obscure books for super cheap, but this copy is to die for. Most of the books that I'm going to show you I haven't read, because this is like, instead of buying a shitty copy now and a nice copy later if I like it, I'm just buying nice copies now. This is my reasoning here. Apparently the illustration is by Petra Borner, and I think it's just super pretty. It's just a really beautiful edition, and I'm very excited to have this in my collection so I can read Jane Eyre, especially because April over at Aprilius Maximus, she loves Jane Eyre. Her enthusiasm is super contagious about Jane Eyre, and so I was like, I need to get on this train. The next book, I'm actually not sure if I've hauled it already or not, so I'm just gonna show it to you now regardless. Tarzan by Edgar Rice Burroughs, and this is the Barnes & Noble Classic Edition. And I think that this book is just absolutely stunning, and it makes me really wish that I lived in the States or that we had Barnes & Nobles here, because I would just buy all of the Barnes & Noble hardcover classic editions because I'm obsessed with them. This is like the first 3 stories in the Tarzan stories, because there's quite a few. I think there's like 25 or something like that. I saw that this came out in Barnes & Nobles, and I was like, I don't care how much it is, I'm buying it. So I did, and I'm so happy to have it, because I'm definitely going to be rereading the first story and moving on to book 2 and book 3, because I love Tarzan. It's my favorite childhood movie. I love the book. It's like so magical and just like entertaining. The next book we have technically is not a classic, but I'm going to be counting it as a classic just because it's on my classic shelf now, but that is this beautiful bind-up of The Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. This is another Barnes & Noble classic edition, and it's really big, and I bought this used. I found it at my local used bookstore for like $10, and I was like, I can't, like, it's not in the best condition at all, but for $10, I don't care. I really loved Interview with the Vampire, the book and the movie, and also apparently they're rebooting Interview with the Vampire, apparently, so I'm really excited to hear more about that. But, so I've read Interview with the Vampire, and I haven't read any of the other books yet, which is kind of bad. But, so this is the first 3 books, Interview with the Vampire, Lestat, and The Queen of the Damned. So, now I have this beautiful bind-up edition to read to my heart's content, and like, oh, Anne Rice is the Gothic queen. Okay, so next is a bargain buy. But here I have The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, and it's illustrated by Michael Sebin. And I don't know about you guys, but I love this kind of alternative style. I got this kind, you can see it's marked down, it's from the book outlet, but it's just so cool. So it's just like the original text, but with these bomb diggity illustrations. My mom is obsessed with The Wizard of Oz so much, so I know she's gonna appreciate this because I know she watches my videos. So, hey mom, look what I got. Look at the front of the cover. It's courage in a jar and brains in a jar, and it's just like so awesome. I don't know, I just like the aesthetic of this book is just so amazing. If you are looking for a good edition of this, would recommend this one. Next we have The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. This book is in the collection that was made by Guillermo del Toro, and I'm probably butchering his name, but it's like a Penguin horror edition, and there's a bunch of books that are all in this collection. In this one, for whatever reason, I think it's getting discontinued, but it went on hella deal on Amazon, and so I saw it, and I wasn't originally gonna be buying this one anytime soon, but it was on sale for 50% off, so I needed to get it. But I don't know if you can see the details, the black spines, cool aesthetic. It's just like a gorgeous, gorgeous book. The pages have this really interesting gradient on the side, and just like the book, I know I'm talking about purely aesthetic things, which of course is what drew me in the first place, but I am working on my horror collection. The Haunting of Hill House is a wonderful classic. I don't know, I just like am really pumped to read this story because I haven't read it yet, and I haven't read any of Shirley Jackson's stuff before, but she is just like a staple of the horror classic genre. Next, I got The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Ooh, I've never read The Great Gatsby. It wasn't required reading. I don't know what I did in high school, but apparently Canadian education must be lacking in the English department, because it's like I read Macbeth and that's all I remember. Like really recently I got spoiled for the end of the book. I know it's like, Sarah, you can't call spoilers, it's been like 75 years. I get it, but I had no idea how this ended until about like 6 months ago. Right when I decided to read it, it gets... Can you empathize? I realize this is an ultimate first world problem here, and I should have read this book prior to right now, but poor timing. I don't know what edition this is, but it's published by Penguin, but I just think this book is absolutely stunning, and I feel that I'm just like a crow, or like, because it's like, I find shiny things and I acquire them. Alright, so for the last thing that I got for this classic haul, it's, I don't want to say the most anticipated, but this is something that I've been wanting to buy for like at least a year now. It's like one of those things where I'd like mentally be like, no Sarah, you can't buy that, but you can buy it when you do blah blah blah, or you can wait until it's your birthday, or you can wait until it's like Christmas or whatever. And then finally I was like, you know what? I found it for super cheap on Amazon. But without further ado, I'm going to show you what I got, and that is Puffin in Bloom collection. And look! Okay, so this, I'm pretty sure these are going out of stock now because they're starting to go on book outlets, so that would be another place to go if you want copies of these. But essentially, it's the most adorable, beautiful edition of books that I've ever seen in my freaking life. It's like this cute, cute style. So first off, when I remove the box, it comes with this beautiful Little Women bookmark, which is super cute, and it has a quote on the back, and it says, "Life and love are very precious when both are in full bloom. Puffin in bloom." Puffin in bloom. So, we have it out of the box. So first we have Heidi by Johanna Spyri, which is, you know, the classic Dutch tail. This is the back. It's so adorable. Apparently this is one of my mom's favorite books, so she might want to read this. Look at the cover! I know my camera doesn't autofocus, but I'm just, I'm in love with these editions. Next we have Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, and this is the Canadian classic. Another cool thing is the end pages are super, super adorable. I don't actually think I've read Anne of Green Gables. If I did, I don't remember, like as a child sort of thing, but so now I can read it. And it's a Canadian classic, so I should, you know. Next we have A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, and I love this book. I love Frances Hodgson Burnett. The way she writes is just so magical and just like pulls you essentially into your childhood. So I love this story, and this edition, of course, because it's in this collection, is adorable. And then lastly, we have Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Also, I don't know why this book is so big, because honestly, Little Women is not a super large book. Like if you look at other editions of Little Women, it's quite a slender book, but in this chunky, strange child format with really large font, it's like 600 pages. Nope, it's like 770. But it's really not as big and scary as this looks. It's just this edition. But yeah, so those are all the books that I've acquired that are classics in the past little while. I'm really, really excited about incorporating more classics into my reading and into my YouTube channel. Overall, just good things. Good things. And yeah, so please let me know in the comments down below what your favorite classic book is, and if you could recommend me more classics, that would be bomb. I think the next thing I'm gonna get is like Wuthering Heights, I feel is like next on the list. But I mean, if you have any good childhood classics that you could like throw a recommendation my way, or just like a gothic classic or just a general classic, I will take any and all recommendations essentially. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I just feel so like pumped on all of these books. Just so nice. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching my video. My name is Sarah, and I will see you guys later.